Alright YouTube, in this video we are going to see how to create Translator app using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So let me show you what it does. So you have to enter a text here and you need to select a language, and the translation language need to be selected from here, and you have to click on translate text and the output will be visible on this text area. Let me show you. Just let me copy this. Now it's English to Hindi. Now let me click on translate text. I can see I am Vishal, मैं UI mock नाम का YouTube channel चलाता हूँ. Cool. Now in case if you want to rechange swap the text from right text box to left text box, click on this button, and you want this to be translated from English to some regional language, which is my mother tongue, and click on translate text. You will see the translated text. This is what we are going to see in this tutorial. In case if you are interested in learning JavaScript projects, so this is episode number 69. Likewise, we have about 69 projects included in this playlist. I'll leave this link in the descriptions in case if you are interested, just learn from it. Along with that link, you'll find the source code of this project. In case if you got stuck somewhere, just copy paste the code and work along. Alright, now let's start creating the UI for this translator app. So to start, what we need is we need three files. Let me create a three files in the same folder, which I have made a zip of it so that you can get the source code. So we need one HTML file. I'm going to name this as index.html, index2.html, as we have index.html over there, and then style2.css, and then script2.js, and now exclamatory tab. You can change the title if you want. Let me link the style sheet which I have added, style2.css, and let me add the script as well, script2.js. Cool. Now what we need is we need the HTML and the link for the font awesome. Let me add the link on the head tag. So this is the font awesome link. If you remember, if you see, we have used the volume, copy and the arrow as the icons, so that's the reason why we need this link. And then let me copy the HTML and I'll explain you line by line what it is. If I keep on writing, anyway it is going to get confused or you won't get anything. Now, so if you see the purple, it is because of the body, and then we have container. This dark brownish type is because of this container, and again this container has a wrapper. This wrapper holds all the element inside it. So let me divide the section, the first one as the text area section and the second one as the list item. So this is the text area section. This text area section, this text area is surrounded with a class called text input. Don't worry about the code, you'll get the code in the description. Now this text input acts as a container, and inside that we have two text field, and then we have list item. So inside the list item we have three children for the unordered list. One, this is second, and this is third one. So you can see we have three children for the unordered list. So the first unordered list has again two children. The first is icons and then the select tag. If you see this is the first unordered list. The select icon, select tab, and these two icons are surrounded inside the class called icons, and then we have select tag. The same I have copied it and pasted it as a third list item, except the form, the class, the from, I have made this to 2, and the second children has only one font awesome icon. So you can see before the container closes, I have a button called translate text. Fine. Now let's style this. So if you see, I have used the font called Roboto. So let me copy the font CDN and have it on the styles tag of ours, and for all element I'm going to add the font Roboto, and I have added the margin and padding to 0 pixel, and if you want you can add a box sizing border box. Cool. Now let's start designing the body. Let me add the background color of red, and whatever is there inside the body I want to be at the center. So display, flex, align items center, justify content center. So this is going to horizontally align the item center, and this is going to vertically align the center. In order for the I think this is, don't get confused, I think I get confused. So this is vertical align and this is horizontal align. Now in order for the align items to work, we need to add height to it, or else it won't work. Height 100% of the viewport height. Viewport is simply the browser screen. So let me just open it. I have named it as index2.html. So this is how it looks. You can change the color. If you see, we can select color patterns. For example, you can color hunt.co. Just pick any of the color you like. So let the background be this color, and let the form or the container be this color. Make sure to have hash or else it won't work. It's Xcode. Now let me show you we don't need this. So this is how it looks. So let me add padding surrounding the container, which is 20 pixel, and border radius 10 pixel or 7 pixel depending upon your wish. Now let me give the width to it. Width 690 pixel. This is tried and tested value. You can add any value which you like. And then we have text area. So let me give a common style to text area, which is height of 250 pixel, width of 95%. So this is how it looks. And let me give the padding to it. Top bottom 10 pixel, left right 20 pixel. Now who holds the text area? If you see, the text area holds this text class, text input class holds the text area. So now it's vertically aligned, one below the other. Let me make this horizontal align. So call this class and have text area, and make display flex align. I'm sorry, we don't have to give this. We need to directly call the class which holds the text area and give display flex, so that they become side by side and act as a row instead of column. So the margin right to them, to the text area, let me make this 10 pixels so that we can get some space on the right side. Cool, this is done. Now the next thing what we need to do is we need to focus on the unordered list. So we have UL. I'm directly calling the class. You can call them by the class name. Display flex. Now it's side by side. So before doing anything, let me get into the button. Let me give the button width of 100%. 100% means it will take the size of the container, because it is the direct child of the class container. So now if you see, it would be stretched fully. Let me add padding. Top and bottom 10 pixel, left and right 20 pixel. 20 pixel doesn't work, 10 pixel may work. And let me add margin top to it, which is 20 pixel. Everything seems fine. You can give border of none and outline none. You can have the font size if you want. So whatever is there inside the container, I want the color of them to be white. Cool. Now we have unordered list. Let me remove the dots. So list item, list style none, and whatever is there, display flex, align item center, justify content center. There's a space between. And now these icons, and if you see, the row has icons and select. So let me call the row and give display flex, so that they'll act as a row. Display flex, align items center, justify content, not center but space between, close the curly bracket. The row, actually, yeah, it's a row, and row which holds the icons and select tag. Let me call the icons and give margin right to them. Generally margin right to 20 pixel. And icons has I. Let me give the background color as white, and the color of the text, the color of the icon to black, and padding on all sides 10 pixel. And let me call the select tag. You can directly call the select tag. Padding top and bottom 10 pixel, left and right 20 pixel. Border none. Outline none. Now there is the problem here is justify on space between, space around, center doesn't seem to work. Let me check why. Select this list item. I think we have not given the width to the row. Width of 100%. Okay, this row, don't make the center, make this space between. Cool. Or space around, space between works. Now we need to increase the size of the select tag. Let's make this 60. Cool. And margin right to them 20 pixel. And for the list item, let me add a margin top 20 pixel. Now this is from, and let me choose 2 with class, and the select tag, margin left 20 pixel, margin right 0. Cool. I think we have got this. In case if you want, you can add padding to the container. Top bottom left right, let this be 20. Top bottom, let me make this 40. Cool, almost there. Alright, in this part, if you see on the select tag, we have just only 2 options. So let me comment those options. Let me open our file first. Let us comment those options. Control and forward slash is a comment. If you click left forward slash, then the tab opens up. Now if you see, I have commented, so there is nothing inside that. So now what we need to do is we need to create a JavaScript file which will have an object which is countries and has the key and the value. If you see, this is the language code and this is the language name. So we'll say this has key and this has object. So let me link this file to our index file. So script, and it's countries.js. The reason for doing this is we can access this countries.js on this script2.js file. That's the main reason. Now let me open Control V, open our script2.js. Now what we need to do is, the major thing, we are going to focus on 2 things. When on page load, you will see the script tag is auto-populated. Sorry, the select tag is auto-populated. And if I refresh, and you'll see this English is selected on the first script select tag, and the Hindi is selected on the second select tag. Even after I refresh, this is not going to change. If I change the value and click on refresh, if I change the value and again click on refresh, it is going to stay selected as English and Hindi. That's what we are going to see. Control 0 to zoom in. Now let us do this on the same for this, that means our UI. Fine, now we need to get the select tag. So let me get the select tag. We have 2 select tags. So document dot query query selector all. Since we have two select tags, so query selector all would be right. If it is one, we'll just use only one, which is query selector. Now we can directly access the select tag, and we'll store it into a variable and name it as select tags. Now to access individually, we can use the for each function, and we can access one by one. The name is, you can give any name, just for our convenience I'm just giving this one by one console dot log, and you can see, let me get into the inspect and show you. On page load, this to select tag will be called and it will be displayed on the console. Refresh this, you can see to select tag, you got it. Now we are going to get all the values from the countries object. How we are going to do this? With the help of foreign. We can write code in the, this is the, here we have to write the object name, which is countries, and this is, you can give any name. So now to access only the code, we can just call the code. Refresh this, now you got only the code. Now if you want to access the values, you need to give the countries square bracket, and inside that we need to give the parameter as code. This code is nothing but this value. Whatever you write here, you have to write over here. Just refresh this, and now you got the value. So let me comment this as well. So just for your understanding, we can have this as code, and this is values. In other words, it is keys and values. So this is known as keys and this is values. Cool, you got this. Now we have to populate this. So let me create an option tag, option variable. Since it's a plural, so options, it is going to store the string. So we are going to populate, or you can say concatenate, which is plus equal to, use the template literal string, which is black tick. We can find this just below the escape key, and you can just copy the HTML and paste it, and to replace this, here we need keys. So this is template literal symbol, again this is values. So now we can copy the key here, and we can copy the value here. Cool. Now it is going to loop until there is last value left, and it will be populated in the options. Now since we'll get the select tag one by one here, so get this tag and append the HTML. Here we are going to use insert adjacent HTML, and here before end I'll show you what it is, and we need to pass the variable which we had. Now refresh this and let's check. You can see America is there, and there seems to be an error in the CSS. Let me fix that. You can make the padding on both the sides little small. Where is padding is over here. We have given 16, so 40 would work, which is style2.css. Get the select tag. You can find the number over here on line number 73. On line number 73 here we can make this 40. Refresh this. Cool. Now if you see, we have all the values populated from the countries.js. Cool. What this does is, we are saying to the HTML as, since we get one by one select tag over here, on the select tag insert the HTML, where we need to add the HTML just before the end of the select tag. Just insert this HTML. So all the options will inserting into the select tag. Cool, that's done. Now to access the first select tag, we can pass the index comma I. We can give index or either I. Now so if you see console.log, if I see I, refresh this, you will see 0 and 1. 0 refers to this, 1 refers to this. So now with the help of if statement, if we are going to use if, else if and else. else if now we are going to check if I equal to 0, that means first select tag, and the country's code is English, the value as English, then here to make this selected we have to pass the keyword as selector. By default the keyword is going to be blank. If it is selected, then add the string selector. The same way, if I equal to 0, I equal to 1, that means we are going to select the second select tag, and this is equal to Hindi. Then again make this selected populated with the string selected, or else just make this as a normal string, and here nothing will be pasted. Now if we refresh, English and Hindi comes up. So where this value I got this from here. You can have Ukrainian, you can have Nepali, you can have Danish. It depends upon your region where you locate. I have made this as my English and Hindi as a primary language, so that's the reason. Even after page refresh or after selecting multiple times on select tag and I refresh, it is going to stay same as English and Hindi, because I have passed this over here as Hindi. In this section we are going to see how to translate a text. Let me show you. Let me translate this text. Click on translate text, and it will say, and it is saying that आई एम विशाल, मैं यूट्यूब नामक एक यूट्यूब चैनल चलाता हूँ. फाइन, लेट मी ट्राई दिस. मेरे पास वेब डिज़ाइन में 10 साल का अनुभव है. कूल. सो लेट मी ट्रांसलेट इट टू माई नेटिव. Cool. You can translate this. So let's see how to make this. So for this to work, you need an API called my memory. So get into this link and get this get this link, and let's start work on it. So the very first thing what we need to do is we need to get the button. So this is our working UI. We need to get this button. So style2.css. Before doing anything, get into the call the button and make cursor as pointer. Cool. If you refresh and over on the button, it is getting the cursor as pointer. Now let me copy paste this, call the button. Since we are directly calling one button, so we can directly access it with query selector. Button dot add event listener, and I am going to add a function, event called click function. So by default, if I click on this, the page will get reloaded. It's not working. Cool. So in case if your page is getting reloaded, you can make this e.prevent default. The page is not getting reloaded because we haven't added form. If we had form, the page would get reloaded. So you can skip this line for now. Now the next thing, when I click on this button, I want to get these two select tag. So we have stored this both the select tag in this variable. To access one by one, what we can do is console.log, get the variable, pass the index and dot value. This will call the first, this will give the second select value. Let me refresh and try. English and Hindi, you can expect English and Hindi. Cool. Now to get the text area, we directly have a class for it. So from text, so document dot query selector, since we are directly calling one element, we can directly call this from text. You can get the value from here as well, VLUE. So this is from text hyphen or underscore value. So let me console and show you. Console.log. Let me try this. Copy paste some text. paste here. So there is error on line number 3. So it is class, so we need to add a period before it. Okay, if that doesn't work, what we can do is we can get this value. Let me copy this and paste it here, and let me remove this. We don't need value, we are just declaring the from text, and with the from text we are getting the value on button click, and we are passing the value on the console log. Just copy paste. Cool, now you got it. Even if you change the text and click, and you got it. Now I want to change the style a bit, so text area, let the font size be 30 pixel. Refresh it. It's been now for the translated text, translated, this is to text, text area dot to text, and I want the color of them to be white. At present it's not there. Now what we need to do is we need to call this to text over here. What is to text? This is a class which we had used, to text. To text. Now we can access these value on button click. It's /. Now we would be using an API. So API URL equal to, we can copy paste this text, right click, copy link address, and simply use the backtick and paste it. So this text is going to be the text box text, and this is from language, and this is to language. So we can pass the text area text here, and from here alt Z, and to here. The reason for pressing alt Z is this one was rightly above, right, it was getting cut because of this sidebar, so that's the reason I have pressed alt X, so that it comes into the next line. Now we need to have the fetch API, so it's very simple. We need to pass alt and comment this. We need to pass this URL to the fetch, and with this fetch you will get the result. Let me show you. So what happens is your URL is getting converted to JSON, and the JSON we can access the output using this result. Let me show you. Type something. So don't type something, we'll copy paste the thing which we have, translate text. So now you can see the translate data has the value, result dot translate response data has the value. Now let me paste again, click on translate text. Now you can see again this English to Hindi has been translated. Now to get the actual translate, then use dot. Now we need to populate this to the next text box, dot value equal to, use this, let me take this all and curly bracket. If you want to write it on a single line, you don't need a curly bracket. If you want to write in a multi-line, then curly bracket is definitely needed. Then just copy paste this text. Now it will be auto populated on this text box, second text box. Copy paste. कूल मेरा वीडियो को पसंद करे और भविष्य में अपडेट के लिए इस वीडियो को जो भी है. So you got it.